All right, we have some technical difficulties. Hopefully they're solved. If you could let us know in the chat or something. Responsible parties have been sacked. So, what you missed was the equalizing goal by Ferrara. It is now 1-1. As now the Lightning break. They're rolling in. It's a one-on-one situation. Dahlin all the way back, trying to slide it across. Oh, and the Lightning can't find the back door. From the corner, Mizzle throws it up to Ivany. Ivany up to Nolan. Nolan through the red line. He wheels in, he gains the line. All the way around the circle, sliding it across. Ivany, back door, banging, nothing. Not a game goes by where we don't have technical difficulties. But nonetheless, the action is hot. And for those that couldn't hear, we are playing Apple Valley, Eastview, Burnsville, better known as the Lightning. The 1-1 contest. Off the draw, Lightning cycle behind the cage and look up for a lane. Cross ice pass all the way up. Helmer stops it short on the red line. He wheels it down to Bauer. Bauer from the backside, long stretcher. Off Hester's stick and the Lightning counter. They gain the line. Walking through. Helmer bangs at it. It's in the air. Sliding across. Gets it up to Ewers. Ewers chips it up the wall and he races down. All the way down. Dorsey meets his man in the corner. Ties him up. Ewers comes in to help out. Lightning banging as they try to cycle out of the zone. Long stretcher pass over the stick and Helmer is there. Helmer from the red line. He looks. He wheels up. He's tied up in the skates, but he's still managing. And he throws it down into the Lightning end with 6:52 to play in the first. Sliding up on the wall. Helmer holds at the point. He just lops it into the slot. It's banging. Hester can't find the handle. Back to Helmer again. Banging again. Held up on the line. Here come the Lightning. 3-on-1. Rolling in. On the dot. Looking to fire. Across. Banging. No. I heard a whistle before that went in, but they're calling it a goal. And just like that, the Lightning are back up with a score of 2-1 with 6:31 on the clock. So Bergmeyer, Kervita, Wilkins, backed up by Potts and Potter. Off the draw. Lightning throw it up on the near side wall. Potts collects and sends it to Potter. Potter throwing it up on the line, intercepted by the Lightning, and it's a 3-on-2 odd man rush. Wheeling in on the circle. Held up, trying to center it. The Lightning can't get a handle. And now the Hornets look to cycle out of the zone. Up through the neutral zone. Kervita with his long stick, throwing it down into the Lightning end. Wilkins beats his man behind the cage, looking to center it. Wilkins can't quite find the handle as he's still digging at it. Slides around to the far side corner as the Lightning pitch it out of the zone. Potter throws it to Potts. Potts looks at his options and he dumps it down. And we get some sort of something. So it's going to be Nolan, Ivany, and Ferrara, backed up by Potts and Potter. From the backside, the Lightning now gain the line. A long shot, sticked away by Bambry, as Potts meets his man on the wall. Boys all piled up digging, trying to gain control. Wheeling on the circle. Lightning persistent as they look for an open lane. Dishing it back on the dot, picked off by Potts. Potts throws it to Nolan. A long stretch pass into the skates of Ferrara. He would have had a break. He had clear ice. Lightning looked to cycle from behind their cage. Now wheeling up out of the zone with speed through neutral ice. They look to gain the line, and Mizzle misses the check. But the puck is sent back harmlessly on the wall. Tied up by Ivany. Boys digging away. Mizzle comes away. Mizzle looks up ice. He throws it all the way back. Now from the backside, sliding up again into Ferrara's skates as he tries to throw it up on the wall. Stick checked away. Here comes the Lightning, rolling in, centering it. Bambry smothers up like a hungry hippo. 4:48, and the Hornets down a goal, 2-1. Shots are almost even. 8 for the Lightning, 7 for the Hornets. So, Dorsey, Ewers, Hester. Mizzle, Darlene. Dorsey on the draw. Tied up on the dot. Lightning trying to roll in. Dorsey stick checking. Darlene now trying to stop his man. It's right out in the slate. There, on the backside, and we're going to get something. Hooking is the call. Much to the chagrin of Darlene, he will take a seat for 2 minutes. At 4:38 of the first. So it's going to be Bergmeyer, Wilkins, Bauer, and Mizzle to kill this one off. Wilkins on the draw. That's Bergmeyer. From the point, Lightning look for a lane. They go D to D, looking for an open lane. Up top, down to the circle. Centering it right in the slot. Misconnection. The Lightning control from behind the cage. Bauer sweeps his man off the puck. Banged around. Held at the point. As they slide it down to the circle, Lightning look to center. A shot sails wide, but it's still held at the point. They go D to D. Again, looking for a lane. Up top, now driving in on the dot. A firing shot. Contained by Bamber. So that'll bring on Nolan, Ivany, Helmer, and Bauer. Ivany set to take the draw. Punch to the wall, but it held at the point. Wheeling down on the circle. Lightning looking for a lane. A firing shot. Nice little one-timer, but nothing. They can't contain at the point. Here's a break for Ivan. He tried to roll around his man. As the Lightning look to set up shop from behind the cage. Now, wheeling, outlet pass, stop short. Trying to get out of the way. Nolan pestering his man, driving down. He's boxed out. The Lightning will have to try again as they look up ice for a lane. Now, with speed, trying to roll through the neutral zone. They gain the line on the left side, walking in, and they walked into an offside. 48 seconds left, and the Lightning man advantage. Face-off outside the Hornet zone. Nolan on the draw. Tied up, sends it back to Bauer. Bauer throwing it up on the glass and sails by Ivany. That's collected by the Lightning D's. They try to go up ice. Miss pass. So trying to gain their composure. Long stretcher up through the neutral zone. They gain on the line. Wheeling around the circle. Trying to center it. Bauer holding his man to the outside. Now from the corner. Trying to wheel it down. Looking. From the wall. Centering pass, turned away by Nolan, who throws it out. Here's Ivany, breaking in. Ivany, he steals it. It's Ivany! Ivany! Did you see it? Heads up play by Ivany to steal that puck, roll in, and deftly put it behind the Lightning tender. At 2:49 in the first, this game is tied at 2 apiece. We got a brand new hockey game out here. Bergmeyer, Kervita, Wilkins. Nice shorthanded goal. Lightning from the backside, slide it up in the near side wall. Big check delivered by Bergmeyer, and he sends it down into the Lightning end. Darlene is out of the box. Hornets are at full strength. Now the Lightning roll. Long stretch pass, doesn't connect, and Potter dishes it up the wall. Tries to get it to Bergmeyer. Sliding all the way across to Wilkins. Wilkins drives in. Right in the slot. Kervita, bang! Nothing. Now, holding from the line. It's Potts. Hot slides it down low, just beyond Wilkins' reach. Sliding out of the zone, here come the Lightning. They gain the line, working their way, trying to get around Potter. Sliding on a trailer, nothing. They slide it out front, intercepted again, and it's out of the zone with 2 minutes to play in the first. Lightning from the end, trying to throw it up in the walls, intercepted by Kavita. Kavita trying to roll in, and there will be a penalty. The Hornets will be on the power play as soon as there's a touch-up. Sliding across to Dorsey. Dorsey from the end. He looks. He slides to Potts. Potts sends it up. Now Potter on the wall, wheeling, dealing. Slides it back to Potts. Hornets with the extra attacker. Potts cycles from behind the cage, wheeling up dangerously to the slot. He's looking for a lane. He can't find anything. Now across the line, held up on the wall. And we finally get a touch-up with 1:22 in the first. Hornets will be on the man advantage. Tripping is the call, and the Lightning are guilty, and they will do hard time. As Nolan, Kervita, and Hester roll on with Mizzle and Bauer. Nolan on the draw. Puck tied up. Lightning try to dish it out of the zone. Bauer contains on the line. He slides it down to Nolan in the slot. Sent back to Mizzle at the point. Walking across the blue line. Down to the wall. Looking. Slammed down to the corner to Hester. Back to Nolan. Just beyond Nolan's reach. Mizzle's going to have to get on this and claim that puck. So the Hornets reset. Up to Nolan. Nolan's got some clear ice in the neutral zone. He slides over the line. Trying to wheel around his man. He's boxed out. Hester in on the puck to help out. Hornets have yet to set anything up. Now down on the wall. Mizzle pinches, throws it on down to Hester. Hester wheels in the circle. Looking. All the way around. Sends it back to Mizzle. Mizzle down to Bauer. Bauer slides in. Centered across. Tipped off. Bauer sends it to the wall. Now Nolan back to Hester. Hester slides to Mizzle. Mizzle tries to cross ice pass. There's Nolan banging, firing. Oh, it's on the side of the twine, but nothing. Up on the wall. Mizzle from the point. He looks. He gets it down to Bauer. Bauer in on the dot. Slides it down to Hester. Hester from behind the cage. Looking at his options. Back to Nolan. Nolan now in on the slot. Fires a shot wide. Mizzle pinches. Looks. Tries to slide it across to Hester. Hester now. Back to Nolan. Nolan throws it down to Bauer. Bauer walks in again. He fires a short-sider, and it sails over the net. And that's the way we're going to end it, with a 2-2 tie. And we'll be back. All right, after a period of somewhat uneven play from the Hornets, they look to be back on track as they found the equalizer late. So with a fresh 15 on the clock and the score tied at 2. We start with Ivany, Potter, and Wilkins, backed up by Dorsey and Darlene. The Hornets are on the power play for the next 33 seconds. The Lightning from the backside pitch it down, and this will go for an icing. Off the draw, tied up. Wilkins from the corner, slides it all the way around. Darlene pinches up. Comes back to Ivany at the point. He wheels across. He slides it to Dorsey. Dorsey from the point. Looking. Back to Darlene. Darlene looks. Down low to Ivany. Back to the point to Darlene. He slides across the line. He fires it down to Ivany. Ivany drives in. Off the equipment. Banging. Penalty about to expire. Wilkins from the wall. Sliding back to Darlene. Darlene looks for a lane. Cycles across. Fires it. It's legged aside. Lightning on the wall now, trying to counter, slid back by Dorsey. Nice job. He can't find the second time around, and the Lightning roll across the line. A long, wobbly shot goes wide. Darlene meets his man in the corner, comes in. Dorsey finishes it off. He slides it back just beyond Darlene's reach. Now the Lightning from the corner. Back to the point. They go D to D, tipped off there almost by Wilkins. Sliding all the way around, a nifty move by the Lightning, and they gain the line, and they gain an offsides. So they'll bring on Nolan and Ferrara. Ivany backed up by Helmer and Bauer. Off the draw, Helmer from the backside sends it to Bauer. Bauer looks up ice. Stretches up to Ferrara. Ferrara's going to gain the line. He wheels in. Round the circle, a firing shot goes wide, all the way to the far side. Ivany overskates, and the Lightning punch it out of the zone. Nolan will be back to collect. He looks. He loses a handle. Dishes it up to Bauer. Bauer slides it up to Ivany, just beyond his reach. And indeed, icing is the case. So we do it again. Nolan on the draw. Slides to the corner. Bauer now cycles around the cage, looks up ice to Ferrara. Ferrara slides it up ice, intercepted by the Lightning in the neutral zone. From the backside, Lightning go D to D as they look up for a lane. Sliding up on the wall, Bauer pinches, but the puck sneaks beyond and is claimed by Helmer. Helmer hassled by a Lightning guy. He's rubbed out. Ferrara comes in to help out. Lightning looking to center. Boys digging at it. A lot of digging. So Lightning come away from the corner. Banged up to the wall to Ferrara. Ferrara slams it around to the opposite end, and Bauer picks it up. He slips it up the wall, and the Lightning contain. Holding on the wall. Nolan in there, shoveling on his backside. Weak shot fails to connect on net. From the backside, Helmer's pass is intercepted. Ferrara on the wall. Hornets trying to get some setup of a breakout. As Helmer from the backside looks up. Slides it up to Nolan. Nolan through the neutral zone. He stumbles, but he gains the line. He throws a soft one on the Lightning tender. Ferrara trying to work his way around his man, pick it up. Puck's banging. Nolan can't quite find the handle. Now the Lightning with speed, rolling through the neutral zone. Gaining the line on the right side, trying to toe drag, but Potter stops him cold. As the puck is free on the red line, Lightning contain, and they look up ice. Punching it down into the zone, right to Potter. Potter slams it up the wall to Hester. Hester dishes to Dorsey. Dorsey now through the red line. He's going to gain on the left side with speed, rolling around. Loses the handle. Knocked up on the wall. Here come the Lightning, trying to chip it up. Nice little pass play there by Potter to stop his man, and Potter throws it up to Dorsey. Dorsey now wheels it around, looks at his options, gets it over to Potts. Potts, long saucer pass, knocked out of the air by the Lightning, and they counter. Rolling across the line, dropping it on the line. They have to catch up on sides, comes away to Ewers. Ewers now wheels down the right side. He's knocked off the puck, still has it. Working it, slides back to Dorsey. He gets it to the point to Potts. Potts fires it on net. It hits traffic. Dorsey from the corner, sliding back to Potts again. Potts looks, he whiffs, sends it on down, all the way around to the near side corner. As the Lightning look to counter. Missile trying to hold on the line. Lightning punch it out of the zone. Hester throws it right back. Lightning go D to D as they look up ice. Now, wheeling across the line. Hester tries to hold his man. Here's pinched into the slot. Banging. Nothing. We're going to get a hooking call. And that is indeed the call. Hooking for Hester. At 10:46 in the second, with score all tied up at 2, the Lightning will be on the man advantage. So, Dorsey, Kervita, Darlene, Mizzle to kill this one off. Off the draw, tied up. Lightning cycle it back to the point. Wheeling across the line, sliding down to the circle, a firing shot. Up and over the shoulder of Bambury. And the Lightning have scored again. And now lead with 10:39, 3-2. Hornets need to respond with aggression. Mizzled from the backside, wheels up through the neutral zone. He's going to gain the line on the right side, wheeling around the circle, trying to center out front. There it is. Bergmeyer now cycles around the circle, behind the cage to Wilkins. Wilkins now held up on the wall, trying to center that pass. Bergmeyer in on it, boys battling. Comes away to Kervita. Kervita sending it back to Mizzle. Mizzle drives in, firing shot is tipped, doesn't make it to the net. It's Kervita now working his way around to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer pinned up on the wall, throws it down to Wilkins. Wilkins from behind the cage, center out front. Kervita almost found it again. Now back to Mizzle. Mizzle fires a shot, hits traffic, and the Lightning counter. They roll with speed through the neutral zone. All the way down around the circle, a shot is blocked as the puck is sent around. Mizzle from behind the cage. Wheels up ice, wheels around, pinned to the wall by the Lightning guy. Tenacious. As Mizzle slips it back, hits the ref's skate. Bergmeyer now fires it around to the near side. Wilkins on the wall, tries to dish it across, picked off by the Lightning as they try to roll in. A cranker from the point, sails high. As Bergmeyer comes in on the wall, dishes it up, held, thrown up on the wall. Darlene from behind the net, sliding to Mizzle. Mizzle punches it out of the zone. Hornets need to reset. It's the Lightning now look for a lane, throwing it up on the wall. Wilkins misses a big check. Darlene punches it up to Kervita. Kervita knocked off the puck at the red line. And the Lightning trying to dish it down as they work across the line. It comes away to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer sends it up to Kervita. He one-times it, punches it into the zone. Less than 10 minutes left in the second. So the Lightning now roll with speed through neutral ice. They're going to gain on the right side, wheeling, dealing, around the corner, looking to center. Stopping short behind the cage. Mizzle loses his footing, but recollects. He slides it up to Darlene. Darlene tries to get it out of the zone, and the Lightning counter as they roll in. Darlene smacking at it as he punches it up the wall. Ivany is there, tied up by the Lightning as they try to wheel it back to the point. Ivany now, slippery. He's rolling in. 2-on-1 situation. He's got Ferrara. Rolling, sliding across. Oh, and it was on Ferrara's backside. The Lightning counter. Rolling up to Helmer. Helmer slides to Bauer, and it was a blobbly pass, so Bauer just punches it out. Lightning now roll across the line. On the dot. Firing. A rebound in the offing, but swatted away by Helmer. From behind the cage, Lightning now pressuring. Looking. Trying to roll around the circle. Bauer holds his man to the outside. Comes to Ivany. Ivany now with speed, rolling through the red line. He loses a tire, but he gains his footing. Now, Nolan trying to save it. Punched across the line, and they'll have to reset. Helmer from the red line. Dishes it down into the Lightning end. Lightning ringing around the boards, looking to break out. Held up on the wall by Bauer. Ferrara in on the chase. Banging away. Slides around to the near side. Now, Lightning, long stretch pass. Breaking through. Bauer, last man back. He's got to get there. He holds this man to the outside. Lightning in, trying to dig it out, trying to center it. 7 minutes left in the period. Boys all stacked up, trying to come away. It's Nolan. Nolan now rolls up. He's got Hester. He throws it. He banks it. Oh, and Hester was looking the wrong way. And the Hornets go for a much-needed line change. Hester pestering his man. But now the Lightning counter with speed as they tilt the ice back the other way. Rolling through the red line. Rolling through the blue line. Potts holding his man to the outside. Now it comes away. They can't find the centering pass. It's out front. Right through the legs. And out of the zone. Lightning from the blue line. Bank it up the wall. Helmer banks it right back. Nice little stop play there by Dorsey. Now it's picked up by Helmer. Helmer tries and he's rolling it. Look at this. Look at this. Helmer now dishing it back. Ewers on the line. Stopping short. Firing a shot. It's tipped. It's a rebound. But nobody home. As Dorsey tries to hold the line. He pinches it up. Well done. He's trying to get a hold of that puck. And the Lightning contain. Cross ice pass. Lightning now through neutral ice. Rolling down. Into the slot, a firing shot is saved by Bambry. With 5:58, and the Lightning clinging to a 3-2 lead. So that'll bring on Kervita, Wilkins, and Bergmeyer, backed up by Potts and Potter. Bergie on the draw, tied up. Lightning trying to work their way through, trying to center that puck. There's the center. Blown a tire, swept out of the slot. Bergmeyer now tries to roll up. Sends it up. Bergmeyer now. He gains the line. He works his way down. Trying to wheel in, trying to center. All the way around. Dishes it back to Potts at the point. Potter now from the other side. Looks, fires, banging, nothing. As Bergmeyer can't find the handle. It's still out front. Turning shot. Kervita. Potter saves it. Punches it right back down. From behind the cage, the Lightning slinging all the way around, and this will go for an icing. Shots are basically even. Hornets have 13, the Lightning have 12. As Bergmeyer sets up to the left of the Lightning keeper. Off the draw, sent back to Potts. Potts at the point to Potter. Potter fires it down low. Wilkins can't find the little chip shot. Kervita battles. Puck is slung around to the near side. Potter pinches, throws it right back down to Wilkins. Wilkins loses a tire. He can't complete the centering pass, and now the Lightning look to counter. They throw it up on the wall. Potter will be last man back. Cycling around the cage, he looks for an open lane. Fires up to Wilkins. Wilkins all the way up. Hot pass. Bergmeyer couldn't contain. And the ice tilts right back, and the Lightning throw it down into the Hornet end. Potter dishes up on the wall to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer looks up ice, trying to slide it through. He is thwarted. On the backside, Potts battles his man. The Lightning are threatening. Bergmeyer trying to hold his man to the outside. Here it is. A centering loop shot off the side twine. It's punched around to the near side. Wilkins beats his man on the boards. Sends it up to Potter. Potter gets it up. Nicely done. Now Kervita rolling across. He gains the line. He's all alone. So Lightning pick it off, and now they have an opportunity on the line. Punched right back by Nolan. So Lightning reset in their own zone. 4 minutes left. Now the Lightning gain on the left side. A long shot. Flashed away. So, Nolan, Ferrara, Ivany, Mizzle, Darlene. Off the draw, Darlene sends it to the near side. Mizzle throws it up to Ferrara. Ferrara throws it back to Mizzle. Just sends a nice saucer pass up through the neutral zone. Ferrara tried to pick it off at the red line. Here come the Lightning. Across the line, looking for an open lane. Blocked away. A rebound. And a late whistle. Bambry didn't know where it was. So, Nolan on the draw. There's some stick slapping. Refs calms the situation down as Ivany's on the drop now. Comes away to Darlene. Darlene loses the handle behind the net. Lightning try a short side shot. Misses its target. Boys all piled up on the wall. Both teams trying to gain possession. Here's the Lightning as they now look to center that pass. Darlene trying to throw it up on the wall. Nolan pushes his man, but the Lightning controls, sending it back to the point. They pound it down, and Nolan punches it out. Almost springs Ivany. So the Lightning have to reset for an offsides, and they didn't reset enough. .310 to play in this second period. The Lightning up 3-2. Off the draw, Darlene from the backside. Slides it over to Mizzle. Mizzle looks up ice. He whiffs on the pass, tries to bang it up, gets it to Nolan. Nolan working across the line. He drives in, toe drags it, picks up his own rebound, slides it down to Ivany. Ivany behind the cage, looking to center. Wheeling from the corner, wheeling, dealing. Pestered by two Lightning. As it comes away to Nolan. Nolan now driving in, around the cage. He's held up, he's hooked. And now the Lightning counter, tilting the ice back. Rolling through, nice stick check by Darlene to slow down the play. Puck is rung around to the near side. A shot on net, scooped up by Banbury. So they'll bring on Hester, Dorsey, and Ewers. Backed up by Bauer and Helmer. Dorsey on the drop. Comes away. Hester tries to throw it out of the slot. Bauer now from the corner. Looks up ice to Hester. Hester now rolls. Cross-ice pass to Ewers. Ewers across the blue line. Rolling in. Boxed out by his man. Dorsey tries to pick up the trailer. Ewers now to Dorsey. Dorsey slides it back to Ewers. Ewers now in on the dot. Sliding back to Bauer. Bauer in. Firing. Fires wide. Lightning from the wall. Looking to gain possession. Hester throws it on net. Dorsey sweeps around. Looking to center. Chips it up on the wall to Ewers. Ewers trying to drive in. So the Lightning slide it, and they look to break out. Now, through neutral ice, they slide it up. Bauer does a good job intercepting the pass. Helmer from the backside. Wheels around the cage. Looks up ice. On Hester's backside, and this will go down. Icing is called off. Minute and a half left in the period as now the Lightning roll through the red line and they roll through the blue line. Wheeling in. Helmer holding his man to the outside. Lightning from the corners, they punch it up the wall. Dorsey almost springs as the boys battle. Now from the point. A long shot, sticked aside by Tyler as Ewers meets it on the wall. Knocks his man up, stands him up. Bauer in on it as the Lightning now driving in into the slot, but thrown out by Hester. As we approach the 1 minute in the period. Lightning from the backside, throw it up on the near side wall, and it slides down into the Hornet end. From the corner, Helmer dishes across to Bauer. Bauer can't find the handle, he's got to go back to Helmer. Helmer up to Wilkins. Wilkins on the wall, sends it up to Kervita. Kervita rolling through, he's going to gain the line, he's driving in with speed. It's Kervita! Oh, he couldn't make the corner turn, but there will be a penalty. Hooking is the call. And the Hornets will be on the man advantage with 43 seconds left in this period. So Nolan, Kervita, Hester, Bauer, Mizzle. Nolan on the drop. Nolan trying to center it back, gets it to Hester. Hester back to Mizzle. Mizzle down to Hester. Hester from the corner, slides it back to Nolan. Nolan sends it to Mizzle up top. Looking. A firing shot. It hits traffic. Lightning clear as they roll through the neutral zone. Driving down, throwing it down into the Hornet end. Nolan meets his man on the wall. Both teams trying to gain possession. Lightning doing a good job tying things up. Who's going to come away? Wow, this Lightning guy's doing a great job. As it comes away to Nolan. Nolan now throws it up to Mizzle. Mizzle through the neutral zone. Drives in, looks for the lane, fires a shot. It's sticked aside. And that's the way we leave it after 2. The Lightning up 3-2. As we start the third period, the Hornets will be on the power play, and we will be getting a resurface, and we'll be back in 10. All right, we're back. Moments away from the start of the third period. The bad news is the Hornets are trailing 3-2. The good news is the Hornets are on a power play for the next minute and 17 seconds. Hopefully the coaches delivered the customized speech that I had sent down, encouraging our boys, pick it up. So we're going to start out with Ivany Wilkins Potter, backed up by Dorsey and Darlene. Off the draw, the Lightning look to pitch it down into the Hornet end. Banbury stops it short behind the net, picked up by Dorsey. Dorsey rolls, sends it across to Ivany. Ivany through the red line, wheeling across the blue line, around the circle, looking to center. All the way around, looking. Cycling, more cycling. Lots of cycling. Darlene down to Wilkins. Wilkins back to Darlene at the point. All the way across to Ivany. Ivany down to Dorsey. Dorsey back to Ivany. Over to Darlene. Darlene looking for a lane. Down to Dorsey. Backhand shot. Banging. Look at the bang. But nothing. And it's sent out, and Darlene will have to collect from the backside, leaving it to Ivany. Ivany cycles around with 30 seconds left in the man advantage. Across the line. Ivany trying to drive in. Toe drags around the net. Looking for a lane. Around the circle. Looking. Sliding it down to Wilkins. Wilkins across. Darlene trying to find the handle. He's blocked out. He drives in on the dot. Wheels around the cage. Looking to center. All the way around. Out front. Banged away by the Lightning tender. Now Darlene from the wall. Sliding it all the way across to Dorsey. And that's going to sneak out of the zone, and the penalty will expire. Lightning are back to full strength. Ivany blows a tire. He somehow shifts it up. Miscues by the Hornets as the Lightning try to roll across, but they are offside. Nice combo out front. Just couldn't find the back of the net. It's Nolan Ferrara and Ivany roll on. Bauer and Helmer. Off the draw, Lightning look to punch it down, stopped by Ferrara on the wall. Nolan in there digging, a lot of digging. Lightning come away, and the puck is sent down to the end line. Lightning around the cage, looking to get it out front, banging, more banging. Banbury stands tall between the pipes. Off the draw, Lightning try to get a shot off. It's held at the point. Looking for a lane. A quick shot, sails wide. D pinches up, throws it behind the net. Ferrara races on the wall to grab it. Helmer in there. He's knocked off the puck. And now it's slid across the crease. Lightning couldn't connect. A shot with a rebound. Now Ferrara trying to send it up. It's a bit too far, and it'll go for an icing. The Hornets have to focus on the fundamentals. Tape-to-tape passes, proper breakouts. So I'll bring on Wilkins, Kervita, and Bergmeyer. Backed up by Mizzelt and Potts. Or Potter and Potts. Bergmeyer through the neutral zone. He's rubbed off the puck in dramatic fashion as the Lightning go D-to-D and look to tilt the ice back. Another D-to-D pass. Oh, and Bergmeyer could have picked that off, but he missed it. Up on the wall, slides into the zone, and we get an offsides with 12:31 on the clock. Bergie on the drop, slides back to Potter, he sends it to Potts. Potts now, pitching it down into the Lightning end. Lightning meaning it, throwing it back up onto the circle, banging away, Kervita. Now it's Wilkins, back to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer, quick shot, hits traffic. Now the Lightning roll through the red line. They're going to gain the line, try to walk it across, into the slot. Hammered down behind the net. A short side shot goes sailing over the net. Slipped up to Kurvita. Kurvita, can you get there? No. Now Wilkins as a trailer rolls down. He can't find the handle either. Rolling all around, he's pinched off the puck. Kurvita in on it. Bangs it back, intercepted by the Lightning. They look for a lane to start their breakout. Wilkins does a good job tying up his man. Now, long stretch pass doesn't connect. And we get an icing with 11:43. And the Hornets still trailing 3-2. So I'll bring out Dorsey, Hester, Ewers, Darlene Mizzle. Dorsey on the drop. Puck sent back to the corner. As Ewers digs at it, Dorsey digs at it. A lot of digging. Comes away, and now the Lightning work on the breakout. Rolling up through the neutral zone. Sliding across the line, looking for a lane. All the way around on the dot. Short side shot turned away. Lightning still controlling the corner. Dorsey on it, trying to pick it off. Holding his man to the outside. Lightning driving in. Across the crease. Nobody home. From the backside, slides up to Darlene. Darlene through the red line. He gains. It's knocked off his stick. And the Lightning counter. Trying to throw it across the line. They sweep across the red line and gain the line. Throwing in. Now driving through. Can't get a shot off as Ewers intercepts the slot pass. Helmer goes down. More digging. As Dorsey comes away. Dorsey slides it up through the neutral zone. He sends it up to Mizzle. Mizzle now, cycling around, trying to work it. Short-sider off the twine. Mizzle still controls behind the net. He's pinched off the puck, and Ivany rolls in. Ivany on the wall. He's pinched up, tied up, comes away to Mizzle. Mizzle across, slides it over to Ivany. Ivany looks, knocks it off his stick, and he has to reset. Sends it back to Darlene. Darlene from the Hornet end, wheels around the net. Stops short, blows a tire. Come on, boys, let's go. Darlene hassled, trying to work across his man. He slides it over to Mizzle. Mizzle now racing to catch up. Gets it up to Ferrara. Ferrara chips it back to Darlene. Darlene assesses. He surveys. He saucers it. It's kicked off, but Ferrara controls. He tries to dish it up on the backhand side of Ivany. The Lightning pitch it down into the Hornet end. With less than 10 minutes to play, Hornets have to find an answer. Helmer from the backside. Saucer pass. Can't find a connection to Ivany. Banked up on the wall, and Lightning reverse course. Up the left flank. Gaining the line. Driving in. Helmer tries to chip it up. Gets it to Nolan. Nolan sends it around the far side. Farrar didn't know. And now the Lightning drive in. Working it across the slot. There's a shot. Hits traffic. Comes away to Ivany. Ivany now with speed through the neutral zone. Wheeling up. Crosses the line. All the way around. Looking to center. No one's out front. Come on, boys. Now Ferrara behind the cage. Sends it out front. There it is. Swallowed up. Oh, and extracurriculars. Froth factor 9 on that hit from behind from Ivany. And yes, indeed, that will be the case. At 9:10 in the third, the Hornets will be back on the power play. On a cross check by the Lightning. So it's time to get serious, boys, as Nolan, Hester, and Kurvita roll on with Mizzle and Bauer. Off the draw, Hornets trying to gain control. Hester from the corner. He looks, he's tied up. Wheels across, gets it to Mizzle. Mizzle looks. A shot swallowed up by the Lightning tender. So we'll do it again. Nolan slides it back to Mizzle at the point. Mizzle walks across the line, throws it to Nolan, who sends it down to Hester. Hester tries to throw it up on the wall. He looks. From the wall, wheeling, dealing. Hassled by two Lightning players who pitch it out of the zone. And Mizzle will have to reset from the backside. Up to Bauer. Bauer's got some clear ice as he rolls up and gains the line. Walks in, drops it to Kurvita. Kurvita sends it down to Bauer. Bauer looks, gets it to Hester. Hester assesses, slides it back to Mizzle. Mizzle looks, he fires. No rebound in the offing as Bauer battles his man. Now it's sent up and out of the zone. Nolan retrieves. Minute left in the man advantage. As Nolan works around the net, around his man. Through neutral ice, he gains on the left side. He walks in. Stops short, wheels around, looks. From the point, assessing his options. Fires it down low. There's a tip, banged off. Saved by the tender. Kurvita now wheels it. Sends it to Hester. Hester looks. Back to Nolan. Nolan at the point. Down to Hester. Hester looks. Looking to slide it across. There it is. Out front. Banging. Rebound. Another bang. Another save. As Mizzle picks it up on the far side. He wheels down. Sends it to Bauer. Bauer walks in. Across the slot. Banging. And saving. Nothing. Good puck movement by the Hornets. But no pay dirt. It's 7:34, time is slipping away. As Potter, Wilkins, Ivany roll on, backed up by Dorsey and Darlene. Off the draw, Potter sends it to Dorsey. Dorsey slides across to Darlene. Darlene walks in, he fires a low shot. It's leg to side, it's out front, it's banging. Can the Hornets hold it? They're working it. Potter slides it down. Wilkins from the corner. Walks in, looks, sends it back to Dorsey. Dorsey slides across. He fires a low shot. He fires wide. Ivany from the near side. Penalty about to expire. Ivany works it, looks. Slides around the circle. All the way down to Dorsey. Dorsey looking. Sliding back to the point. Potter down to Dorsey. Just beyond his stick as he races in. Wilkins in. Drives it out front. Slotted away. And Potter from the point pitches it right back down. Dorsey looks. Pitches it to Wilkins. Wilkins looking to get it out front. Lightning hold the Hornets at bay. Both teams digging at it. Slides away. Potter steps up, tries a shot, banged out front. Both teams working at it, and the Lightning come away. Momentarily, now they do. Through the neutral zone, a 1-on-2 situation. Losing the handle, the Lightning slinging around to the near side. Ivany will be here to pick it up. Ivany wheels across the red line, loses the handle. Dorsey can't find it either. As Dorsey is dumped on the line, no call as the Lightning look to slide across. Gaining on the left side, looking to center it across, all the way across, but no connection. Dorsey up on the wall, trying to chip it, and it's sent right back down where Helmer picks it up. 6 minutes remain in the contest. Up to Dorsey. Dorsey sliding it across to Darlene. Darlene across the line, he wheels in. All the way around, centers a high shot that goes sailing wide. On the line, Hornets trying to pick it off. Ivany now, he's going to gain the line. He walks in, loses the handle, trying to slide around, trying to pitch it back. The Hornets definitely need a line change. It's now the Lightning counter, rolling. Helmer picks it off. He nails his man to the boards. 5.5 minutes to play. Darlene sliding it around to the far side. Helmer picks it up. Helmer rings it up the boards to Ferrara. Ferrara sending it up, hot pass to Nolan. Can't make the connection. Lightning now look to tilt the ice back. Across the line, wheeling across. A shot out in the front, banging. Tyler makes the save. This is that dangerous time when the Hornets are pressing and they make critical mistakes. They have to keep their composure. Make the passes necessary. 5:11 on the clock. Bergmeyer, Kurvita, Wilkins, backed up by Bauer and Potts. Puck contained by the point, and Lightning throw it around to the near side. On the wall. Hornets trying to gain possession. Bergmeyer in on a check. He's holding it. Potts in there too. Hornets can't seem to come away. Now it's Potts. Potts trying to send it up to Kurvita. It's held on the line. Potts now working it. Hornets now looking to break in. Across the line. Potts rolls. It rolls up. Can Kurvita fire it? Yes, he can. But it was saved by the Lightning tender. Now, up on the wall. Wilkins digging at it. Comes back, and the Lightning pitch it out of the zone to Bauer. Bauer sends it across to Potts. Potts in on the line. He sends down a little dribbler. A rebound is there, but it's swept away by the Lightning defender. Banged up on the wall. The Lightning clear the zone. and walk in around Potter. Potter blows a tire, and so does the Lightning. A lot of tires being blown as Potter sends it up the wall. Bergmeyer racing up. He's pinched off the puck. Kurvita in on it, trying to work through. Lightning go D to D. They send it up at the red line. They just punch it down into the Hornet end. 4 minutes to play. Potter from behind the net trying to cycle up. He's met by the Lightning, who try to center it out front. Hornets need a line change. Bergmeyer from behind the cage, wheels, deals, looks up, sends it up. Potter sweeps back around. The Hornets are not going to score if they keep it in this zone. Potter up on the wall, wheeling up, intercepted and thrown right back down. Potter from the end line, pitching it up on the wall, intercepted. Lightning now trying to drive in, around the cage, centering pass, banging. It's still free, it's still there. And somehow, some way, the Lightning have scored with 3:18 on the clock. So the score is now 4-2. As Nolan, Ivany, and Ferraro roll on with Mizzelt and Dahlin. Puck fired down into the Hornet end. Mizzelt from the corner shovels it around to Dahlin on the near side. Dahlin met. Here come the Lightning driving in again. Nolan now throws it up to the far side to Ferraro. Gets it to Ivany. Ivany pinched off the puck. Hornets trying to hold the zone. Nolan in on the wall. Banging away. Comes away to Nolan in the high slot. He fires it and it goes up into the stratosphere. With 2:51 on the clock. Scoreboard's all messed up. Lightning come away now with speed through the neutral zone. They just pound it down into the Hornet end. Mizzelt slides it up to Dahlin. Dahlin looks up ice, sends it across. Nolan now driving in. He's going to gain the line. Working his way around, slides it to Ferraro. Ferraro trying to chip it down to Nolan. Bangs it around behind, intercepted by the Lightning as they pitch it up on the wall. Nolan now stops it cold and sends it right back down. Lightning fired around the side. And Dahlin will have to race back to get this one with an empty Hornet net. The Hornets with the extra attacker. Rolling up. Sending it up to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer pounding it down into the Lightning end. As the Lightning contained behind the cage. Content to tie it up, it comes away. Nolan sliding out front, intercepted by the Lightning as they roll up now. Chipped across the line by Dahlin. Dahlin holds the line. He sends it across. There it is, banging out front. Save on the short side. Bergmeyer trying to center it out front, and the Lightning pitch it up on the wall. Desperate times for the Hornets as they send it up from the near side corner. Ivany holds his man with 1 minute and 35 seconds. Lightning from behind the cage. They look to pitch it up on the wall. Out of the zone, they slide it up on the wall. Nolan last man back. He sends it to Dahlin. Dahlin looks up ice. Up to Ivany on the line, and he was offsides. One minute, 19 seconds. Hornets down 4-2. A timeout is called. So Nolan on the drop. Tied up in the dots, sent back to Darlene, who cycles behind the cage. He sends it to Mizzle. Mizzle, long stretch pass, too hot for Nolan to handle, and slides down into the Lightning end. We're approaching the 1 minute mark. Now the puck slides all the way down. Icing is called off. Darlene racing back to get it. Slides it over to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer wheels from behind. Tries to send it up on the wall, loses the handle. And the puck is sent into the net with 51 seconds on the clock. The score is now Lightning 5, Hornets 2. As the energy drains out of the Hornet bench. Bauer from the backside throws it down into the Lightning end. The Lightning goalie releases. Nolan throws it out front. Nobody home. Still banging. Turning the corner. No, nothing. Lightning send it out of the zone. Helmer from the red line. He's pinched off the puck and sent to the ice. Nolan now sweeping across. Looks. Sends it over. Oh, there's some extracurriculars going on. Helmer will be shown the gate in the final 24 seconds of this contest.
Penalties been assessed to the Hornets number 22, Preston Homer, 2 minutes for roughing. Time penalty, 14 minutes, 36 seconds.
Off the draw, Bauer sends it around the cage to the near side. Potts on the wall, trying to throw it up, intercepted by the Lightning. As they wheel it back to the point, now down to the near side wall. Throwing it out front into the slot, dipsy doodle. Last 10 seconds drained from the clock. Lightning trying to add insult to injury as they try to gain the line. And that's it. The Hornets go down. And what this means, given its double elimination, is the Hornets will play this afternoon. I don't know what time the game is at, but that's the way we leave it. And you know the Hornets would like to have this one back. But as I said earlier, a chip chair and a chance. And the Lightning come away victorious, and the Hornets live to fight another day. So we'll see you at the next one.